What's up, guys? It's Wesley Rock Creek Outdoors, and today we're going to be making deer burgers with partially a recipe I've got offline and then partially a recipe I made myself. You're going to need 1 egg, garlic powder, Lowry's, minced onion, pepper, salt, and then instant mashed potato flakes. And I know you're thinking it's probably weird to put potato flakes in there, but it'll make a little more sense as I start making it. So first off, I'm going to put a little salt in there. I don't measure my stuff, so I'm sorry about that. Just put a little bit of everything. I like to put a little bit more garlic powder and a little more minced onion than most of the other stuff. I don't really like real onions, so minced onion is an alternative for me. Which is, I know it's strange, but some garlic powder. Of course, there's no lid on it, or no filter for it. I don't put too much Lowry's. It can overpower it with the salt that's in the Lowry, so if you do salt and pepper, be careful about that. Put those over there. So the mashed potato flakes. The way I do it, put a little bit in there and mix it up, and then put a little bit more. Put a little bit more in there. So that's what we got so far. And we're going to crack the egg in there. Okay. Now, I suggest getting a meat. I don't know what you would call it, but basically it just goes in there and it mixes up the meat. Do this with my hand. Hold on. Basically, putting that egg in there and then the mashed potato flake. That's gonna help hold the meat together because deer meat doesn't have a whole lot of fat in it. I'm not sure if I got any fat put in this. I can tell there's a little bit, but I'm pretty sure I didn't get them to add any extra. So this will be pretty much whatever fat was in the deer, which usually isn't a lot. But you want to be able to see the potato flakes a little bit, and we will cook them on the skillet. Now I will be using olive oil. I've heard people like to use butter and stuff, but I use olive oil. We'll let that heat up a little bit as we're forming the patties. But that again, because the deer doesn't have any fat in it, if you don't use oil, which I made the mistake of doing one time, it'll stick in there like to the pan and it'll like burn. So it gives it like a burnt taste. Not that great. I wish I would have knew it sooner. I wasted a bunch of packs of meat before I realized it. And so get a ball of meat. You can make them to your size, like whatever you want them to be. I like mine a little bit bigger because they do shrink down a little bit. And being on a skillet, you don't want them too thick. You don't want to burn the edges or the top and bottom. But there's your patty right there. So next up, while the meat's cooking, we got these Arnold sesame seed buns. They are pretty good size. They're 160 calories, but they're basically like a bun you'd see on a McDonald's quarter pounder or whatnot, or Big Mac. I do like those buns a lot, and we'll be toasting them on the pan after the meat is done. And also, I got some steak fries. I buy the Great Value Walmart brand. They're pretty good, and I just like to put those in the air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, you're missing out. These are the best things ever. The food's not as greasy, and it still gets that crisp flavor, or crispy surface and flavor. But put a few on there, slide the tray in. And for the fries, it's got a fry setting. It's 400 degrees for 18 minutes. I like to pull them out a little bit sooner. I'd say probably 14 minutes, because they do tend to burn if you cook them too long in there. So I always pull them out a little early. Usually I put the buns. See, we got the meat cooking. Made one of the patties a little too big. And I might put a little bit too much olive oil in there, but you want to make sure there's enough so it doesn't stick too bad to the pan. I got it on 6 out of 8. You don't want it too high where it'll burn them and not cook the inside good enough. So we'll be back. Flip them. I like my burgers to be done in the middle, but I don't want to be burnt on the outside. And to me, that's tough to do sometimes, especially grilling them, because sometimes they'll get too burnt. But with deer meat, I always like to cook it a little extra, just in case. I'll be putting mild cheddar on mine. I got shredded. We don't have any slices today. I prefer sliced cheddar, but you can put American, provolone, whatever cheese you prefer. I'll also be putting some ketchup and mustard on there, but everybody likes different things, so that's what I put on: ketchup, mustard, and cheese. Sometimes bacon, if I got any. Alright guys, we're almost done with the last one, so we're going to go ahead and add the buns. Let them cook for a minute. Alright. If you want to cook both sides of the buns, that's up to you. I'll let this one finish cooking, and I'm going to get this other one ready for you guys. The bottom bun, patty with some American cheese on it. And like I said, I like ketchup and mustard on there. You can add whatever you want to it, but that's what I like to put on there. And then we got the fries, they're done. It took about 14 minutes. And you know, that's up to how crispy you want your fries to be. That's where I like mine to be. Put a little ketchup on the side. We'll cut this thing open. So we're gonna add a little bit of cheese powder to the fries. Make them taste like Five Guys or somewhere like that. Cut into that burger. Looks pretty good to me. Go in for a bite. Pretty good. It really doesn't taste like deer. I don't know if it's the mashed potato flakes or what, or the egg, but it doesn't taste like deer at all. It almost tastes like a... But so there you have it. Make sure to drain the blood out of the meat, like when you're using deer meat. If you're using regular hamburger meat, I don't think you have to, but that's how I make deer burgers and fries. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on another episode of Rock Creek Outdoors.